Alright, what's up YouTube? Awkward Ginger is back again with a video just like last year. This is my recap of Tennessee Signing Day 2020. The whole signing class as a whole is done now. We had the early period, got most of our class together, and now after signing day we added just the last few names to our additions. So here is my breakdown video of all of these kids and of how I feel like they're going to fit into the program and what I can't wait to see out of these people. I hope you like it, and again, as apologies, sorry it's going to be a long video. Got a lot of kids to cover, and I don't want to just cut anybody really short on it. But starting off with the early enrollees, we have pro-style quarterback Harrison Bailey coming in at around the 6'4", 6'5", 215-pound range for Tennessee. Marietta, Georgia, and Marietta High School played. This was Class 7A, so one of the best class of football in the state of Georgia was 7A. So Harrison's going up against great competition. This kid put up stellar numbers. What I like about him is his ability in the pocket to be able to really read the field. He's got a big arm, talented arm of where he knows where to place the ball to get it to his receivers, which I really like about him. And that's the thing. This kid's not shy of competition. So he's coming into now making a crowded quarterback room. And the competition is going to be great, I think. Just with the ability he has out there, I wouldn't be shocked if by the end of the season, Harrison Bailey is Tennessee's starting quarterback. But, again, who knows what could happen at this point. But this kid, he's not going to give up for that starting job. He is going to fight until he knows he is that guy. And I think his future at Tennessee is going to be great. He could end up really being the face of Tennessee football, within the next year and the year after. I just see a lot of big things coming for him. You can tell this kid's going to come in, put his head down, go to work, and show everybody why he was highly talked about, considering this kid had been recruited since he was an 8th grader. He has that kind of talent caliber set to bring into the table to help out this program, and I cannot wait to get him. In actual game action. I want to see him in spring ball. I'm ready to see how he looks in that spring game. Next early enrollee, we have defensive tackle from St. Francis Academy in Baltimore, Maryland, Dominic Bailey, the 6'3", 295-pound defensive tackle. I think he brings great upside. I like him also as that interior lineman, but on some plays, I feel like if you need to kick him out to be a bigger defensive end, I could see that working for him. What I like about Bailey is his ability to really go and attack where plug up the holes for the run and pass rush out there as a lineman. I really do like this kid's athletic ability. He's got some good nature, and everything to be able to just know what to do on that D-line to where, yeah, I could see a lot happening with this kid. The fact that he early enrolled and is going to learn it, get reps in spring, I think that's going to help him adjust to the speed a lot faster than others. And I just can't wait to see what he does, on that D-line, in the future. He might not really make the biggest impact this coming season, but for the seasons after that, after the 3 projected starters on the D-line graduate, which they're all coming in to be seniors, he has a good chance to help really be one of the biggest names on that defensive line. So there's a lot that can come in with this kid, and he was one of the signees that a lot of fans kind of forgot about us having. Seeing Tennessee fans talk about other players, he was the one people were not really remembering he was there, but he was. But again, you cannot forget this kid of what he is capable of doing. He is a big-time athlete, and I'm just glad he's on Rocky Top. I cannot wait to see what he does. Next up, we got Knoxville Catholic High School, Knoxville native, Cooper Mays, projected to play center here at UT, 6'3", 295 pounds. What I like about Cooper is the fact he is early enrolled. He's working with our training staff. As of right now, he is hopefully he'll be ready to go towards the end of spring ball. But right now I know he came in a boot and was like riding a scooter around because of a leg injury. But, thing is, him working with the staff, that's going to, I think, get him one step ahead of everybody. Get him rehabbed properly, get him prepared to where by the time for sure fall camp rolls around, he'll be ready to go. What I like about Cooper is his aggressiveness. This is a kid who could play offense and defensive line in college. Wherever the coaches are going to place him, I know Cooper is going to go to work. He will be able to make plays happen, whether it's opening up a hole on the offensive line or helping plug up those holes on the D line. You just can't pass on, freak athletes like this kid. You need bodies like him, especially in those trenches where things are really constantly getting heated and battled right there. So I'm ready to see what Cooper can do. I'm just glad he's here. I really hope he is ready to go at least by the end of spring so we can see what he looks like. But if not, I'm ready then to see what he can do in fall camp, because I think he has a chance to push for second team center at this rate. He has a good shot at it just with the way he is. And, just get him really working hard, and I know the coaching staff is going to get him right. And our last early enrollee, Jimmy Holiday, athlete out of Madison Central High School in Madison, Mississippi. With Jimmy, he's coming in, he'll get his starting look at quarterback, but in the end, I like him as a wide receiver. He's got that burning speed. He runs a 4.38 40, which was a verified time he did. And so just to see what he can do is going to be good. I really do see a lot of Wildcat packages happening with this kid. He's got a good ability to throw the ball, and he's got that ability if he just decides, I'm just going to take off, then good luck catching him. I haven't seen a lot of kids this fast, in a while. Especially come to Tennessee, be that fast coming in as a high schooler. You see a few, but it's maybe one or two every year you'll see really like that. Tennessee, I'll say, loaded up with speed like that this year, and I'm excited for it, to where I think you get him some good reps at wide receiver. This kid has the ability to, if you tell him to go deep, quarterback throws the ball, he's just going to be gone. You better hope, if you're the other defense, you better hope your guy can stay with him. If not, you're giving up a touchdown with his speed. But yeah, Jimmy is, like I said, our fourth early enrollee. I'm ready to see what spring ball. I'm glad he's going to get some good shot at quarterback as well. So that gives us a very loaded quarterback room, and it's going to make this competition very interesting to watch, which I think is one of the biggest competitions going on that all the fans are anticipating and cannot wait to see come spring ball and come the spring game. But now I am going to move on to the rest of the signees that Tennessee brought in. Starting off with Nashville, Tennessee native, Innsworth High School, Keyshawn Lawrence, projected as a safety but could play corner as well, 6'2", 202 pounds. But what I do like I do like Keyshawn because he is one of those kids who could play corner. He could play the star, nickel, free, or strong safety. He could play anywhere in that defensive backfield. He is that versatile of an athlete. And what I like about his presence, he brings that length for him at the 6'2". He's got that bigger frame to where if you put him at corner, he'll be able to match up, physicality, against those bigger body receivers very well. But in the end, I really do see Keyshawn fitting more around that star nickel package better, in that kind of position in the defensive backfield. And I also do like him a little bit as that free safety, that roaming safety, where he could just go attack the ball, because Keyshawn has that ability to really make plays. And considering, again, a Tennessee native, got him to stay home, got him committed early, he hadn't wavered. He helped build this recruiting class by getting all those kids there and telling them, oh, you know the move, just come on, just come commit already. So I cannot wait to get Keyshawn here. And, he may have taken a couple of visits here and there, but he never wavered on Tennessee. He was still showing all the fans love, saying, guys, I'm all Vol. He proved it when he signed in the early signing period with us. And Keyshawn is going to be one good defensive back. I cannot wait to see what this kid does when he gets here this summer. Next up, we got Memphis, Tennessee native, Briarcrest Christian High School, Omari Thomas, Big O. Defensive tackle, 6'4", 320-pounder. Now, I will tell you, this kid is a freak athlete. Right now, he plays basketball at Briarcrest, so he's in basketball season. And also, I kind of learned this kid, he plays a little bit of tennis for his footwork. Not many kids this size play tennis to work on their footwork. So when you just think of that, you know he's athletic. You know, and if you watch him on film and his footwork, you can see where that benefited him, and he does well. This kid is going to be, I think, a great defensive lineman. That he'll be really good as that interior D lineman, will know how to disrupt everything out there. And the fact is that we just were able to help get that Memphis pipeline back open to Tennessee again. Like, we got Eric Gray last year out of Memphis, got Omari Thomas and several others this year. I think that gives the Vols a good chance in that Memphis area for a future because a lot of those guys are friends. Big O has been helping recruit future Memphis kids already. But, yeah, no. Just thinking of what he could do in the future, even with looking how deep our O-line, or not O-line, but D-line is, he really has a good chance, even, though I don't think they will, he could get a red shirt and then just really come out and then have that, play next year as a redshirt freshman, not this coming season. But then again, if the coaching staff feels like he deserves to play every game this season, you let him. This is one of those kids you don't tell no to because he is that much of a freak athlete who will be able to cause a lot of, good plays, and I think he's going to be a playmaker for Tennessee here in the future, and I'm just glad he stayed home. All right, now going next to Venice, Florida. Venice High School wide receiver Malachi Weidman, 6'5", 197 pounds. So when you think of that, you just think, good Lord, that's a big receiver. And that is a big receiver. What I do like about that 6'5" or almost 200-pound frame, he's just going to be a kid who can go up and attack and really attack the ball, be great when it comes to coverage, because I don't know how many guys are going to be able to really, unless you're put one of your most physical guys on him, it's going to be hard to beat. Considering this kid also plays basketball and is going to get a chance to play basketball here at Tennessee, that just says a lot about his athletic ability. I've seen this kid literally go up in triple coverage and pull down the ball. So you know he's just a good athlete. Wasn't really on Tennessee's radar until late, but the fact that we got him, this was one of the biggest steals, you could say, on Tennessee signing day, was the fact that we poached him out of Florida, got him to flip from Florida State, and just help add to our receiving room with the loss of Tyler Bird, Jawan Jennings, Marquez Calloway. You get a bigger-bodied receiver in there like Calloway and Jennings to go up, and he's going to play physical. I see this kid getting he's going to play early. There's no way you can keep this kid off the field with his athletic ability. Getting him here, he's the good guy that you can say, all right, this is going to be a 50-50 ball thrown to you. Just go make the play, and he will be able to make it happen 9 times out of 10 is what I feel from this kid. So getting Weidman, in my opinion, was probably one of the biggest wins that we got on signing day, and I'm excited to get him here to Rocky Top. All right, moving on to the next kid. Tyler Barron, Knoxville Catholic High School in Knoxville, Tennessee. Recently moved to Knoxville for this past season. 6'5", 255-pounder. They have him listed as a defensive end, but Pruitt is starting him out as outside linebacker, which I do like, because he will fill that role where Darrell Taylor was. This kid, of course, Tennessee native, started out at Innsworth High School in Nashville, then moved here. So he had a good friendship with signee Keyshawn Lawrence and, of course, early enrollee Cooper Mays. So he was one of those guys, that we were always on, seemed like a leader for. But, just when we got that he was coming here, great addition on early signing day. Because what I do like about Tyler Barron is, with the way his build is, that 6'5", you could get him a little bit bigger to where he's not necessarily like your big defensive end, like your defensive end in a 3-4, but he could play like a smaller defensive end in that 3-4, just with the ability he has to attack as a pass rusher. So I'm ready to get Tyler here because that's going to fill a great role for where Darrell Taylor left off. The fact is, when Darrell Taylor was a senior, I think he was listed at like 5 pounds lighter than what Tyler Barron is right now, where Barron, I think, was listed around like the 255, 260 range. Darrell was listed as just a little bit smaller, like weight-wise, than Tyler Barron, and that's just scary to think about, that this kid's coming in, going to play in that like same position, and he's already like that. It just shows you what kind of athletes kids can become nowadays. But yeah, no, Barron's going to be a good chance to be day one impact pass rusher. I'm glad he's coming here, and I just cannot wait to get him here this summer. All right, next up, Tennessee goes back into Irmo, South Carolina, at a Dutch Fork High School, which is a very familiar place to Tennessee. Current Vol Bryce Thompson played there. So one of his old teammates, wide receiver Jalen Hyatt, 6 foot, about 165. Yes, he's got to add some weight to him. But this kid runs a 4.3 140 official. And before he ran that one, unofficial time, a 4.2 940. So, yeah. That speed is just like, you blink, he's 50 yards ahead of you. It's like, wait, when did he get over there? That's what I like about this kid. It's just that blazing speed and athletic ability. If you watch his highlight tape, I feel like I'm watching a kid on fast forward. That is what I said when I first saw Jalen Hyatt just take off. He's going to be a big impact in that receiver room because we preached we need some speed. We want speed. We got it with him. I'm ready to get this kid here. The fact is, he is out of like South Carolina, backyard, in like around that Columbia area. They didn't offer him. They didn't recruit him really. It's kind of like, I feel like in the future, this is going to be one of those times when we're going to be like, glad we got you instead of them, because we'd rather have you with us than against us. And I'm just ready to see what Hyatt does. He is definitely going to be a good day one impact guy, I think, where he could potentially start in the slot receiver position with that speed. I'm just glad. I cannot wait. This kid's been all vol since he committed. His family's bought into, you can tell. And I'm just ready to see with this blazing speed and just a elusiveness of how well he can get around corners and everything. I'm ready to get Jalen Hyatt on campus and running with that receiver room. Because him working with T. Martin, I can only imagine. Like, it just gets me even more excited and ready for this kid just to get on that football field. Because I do see Jalen getting into the checkerboards quite a bit in his career at Tennessee. All right, next up, another wide receiver. 6 foot, about 200-pounder. Jimmy Calloway out of Moreau, Georgia, Moreau High School. Another speedster. When I said Tennessee really hit the speed on wide receivers, they did. 4.4 40 for this kid. So, a lot of speed right there with those three. I can't wait to see what he does, He also played a little bit of quarterback in high school, but he knows he was going to play receiver. So another kid you could throw in the Wildcat package as well. But with just this burning speed out there, it's going to be hard to catch him. If I'm not mistaken, he was also a state champion in the 100-meter dash. So you're just going to add kids like him. It's going to help you a lot. And you need speed at the receiver nowadays, especially in the SEC. It's not always about having your physical guys. You need those guys that can just outbeat anybody. because Calloway could also help out a lot on the kick returns, which I do think. But definitely, so far, all those kids named, I don't think any of the receivers will redshirt. You can't afford to redshirt these guys with the way they are, because these guys are going to be hard to keep off the football field, and you do not keep them off the football field. You want them there. You're going to need them. But getting Jimmy here this summer, again, Georgia wanted him. Oklahoma tried to make a late push. Florida did. But Pruitt got him locked down, and I'm glad he is a Vol. And I'm just, again, like everybody, I'm glad all these kids are Vols. I wish we could have scored on a few more, but it's recruiting. Sometimes you swing and a miss. It's just the name of the game. But, I am overall very pleased with this signing class, and Jimmy is definitely one of those additions that really does help. All right, moving down and staying in the state of Georgia. Well, or moving up. I don't know where at in Georgia compared to this area. But going down to Athens, Georgia, Athens Academy, Lenise Whitehead, 6'2", 230-pounder. He's coming in to play running back for us. He'll get a look. But I like his future at linebacker. Who knows? I could be wrong. He could become a stellar running back, and I'll be like, no, we don't need him at linebacker. We need him at running back. But that physical of where he plays that inside linebacker and then running back, he knows both positions well. He'll know what to watch for with the linebackers. He knows where to watch for the holes as a running back, and with the linebacker where he had to watch for the holes to open up. So what I like about this kid, he's a versatile athlete that can play both sides of the ball. He's a physical athlete, and just his ability to make plays happen no matter what he does. To where if he's running through you, it's going to hurt, or if he shifts over to linebacker and is making that tackle, it's going to hurt. So I just overall like what this kid's presence brings. I really can't wait to see where he ends up finishing up his career at UT. Again, to go into Athens, Georgia, pull him out of Georgia's backyard, that's a big win right there. He was literally 15 minutes down the road from the University of Georgia. So I'll take that as a big recruiting win to pull him away from an area like that where that is the big school right there. So getting him here is going to be good for no matter what room he gets in for UT. Next up, another edge rusher, but going down to Lakeland, Florida, Lake Gibson High School, Morvan Joseph, 6'2", 220-pounder. This kid's a physical athlete. He's just... This is one of those kids you hear about. You don't tell this kid no. You don't. With Morvan, he is going to fill that great edge rusher ability at an outside linebacker position and just be able to get off the edge for that and be able to be a good pass rusher. He's going to be able to make a play. He knows what to do, and he's that physical, tough guy that's going to be hard to stop. And with him, even though he's not as big as some edge rushers you see coming in, or some kids that are already here, around the 235 or plus, or 245 plus range, he's still got that chance to add that good weight and come in great and make a big impact instantly. Again, this is another kid I don't see redshirting, but could if all possible he needs to, then okay. But a lot of these kind of kids, I don't know if you really want to, but some of these kids, I want a few of them to, just so we can keep them for longer. And I think Morvan is going to be a great addition to this team. Pulling him out of that Lakeland area where they usually do go to Florida, Miami, Florida State, that is huge. We can get back into that Lakeland area, hopefully, and pull off more wins like that. But Morvan Joseph is going to be a good athlete here for the University of Tennessee, and I'm excited to get him here and in that linebacker room. Next up, moving back over to West Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, Whitehaven High School, Bryson Eason, inside linebacker, 6'2", 270. And yes, I said 270. I swear, I'm not tripping, and I'm not lying about that size. That's what he was listed at. But Bryson Eason is one of those just linebackers who, even though he's listed like that, carries himself like he's 245. He's got that speed out there. He's got that ability to go in and make a play. And when he hits you, you're going to feel it. It's going to probably hurt more than anything else that you've been through right now. And what I want to see with him is, where will he end up at UT? Will they be able to get him with, like, the way he's built? He's got that broad shoulder frame. Will he grow more into a defensive end? Will he be an outside linebacker, edge rusher type? Or will he transition and just be an inside linebacker and just stay where he played, like at Whitehaven? So, in the end, this kid's got a bright future here and could play almost anywhere in that defensive front. And I just can't wait to see what Bryson Eason did, considering we got him and a few other guys I will talk about that he played with in high school. Part of, as everybody said, the Whitehaven trio, which is probably one of the most exciting group of kids to watch play. But Bryson was on one of those teams that when him and the rest of the defense barely allowed anybody to score against them. You want a kid like Bryson Eason on your team. I'm glad he's here. Next up is one of his teammates, inside linebacker, 6'2", 240-pound, Martavius French. French is another one of those kids that, another good athlete, knows where, like, how to be a vocal leader on that defensive front. So him being in that inside linebacker room, you put him with the guys like J.J. Peterson, Henry To'oto'o, you could have Aaron Beasley kick up there, Solon Page. I think he's going to be a good voice with all those guys, to where he could see a good chance at playing very early here too. And I really don't think he's going to be like sitting out for a while. He will be, I feel, in that 2 deep linebacker rotation with the way this kid plays. This is like what Pruitt wants in a linebacker. French is one of those kids that's going to come in, make that instant impact. He's going to be that smart leader on the defense and know what to do, knows where to go up, can easily go up and make that tackle and chase somebody down, just like his teammate Eason can, and their other teammate I will talk about in a bit. But yeah, no, Bryson Eason, Martavius French, 2 guys, if you put them together at inside linebacker, they've got that chemistry together, like right next to each other. They'll be able to easily communicate everything to everybody. And I'm just glad they're here on Rocky Top. Now, going down to Florence, Alabama. Florence High School. Athlete Dee Beckwith. 6'4", 6'5", 215 to 220, depending on who you ask. I've seen it listed as both, like the 6'4", 215, 6'5", 220. But Dee Beckwith is going to be a freak athlete. Also set to play basketball here. He's going to play that big body wide receiver. He's starting out at receiver, but could shift over to tight end. We also got Dee's brother coming here, Cameron Beckwith, as a preferred walk-on running back. That kid is a phenomenal athlete. I like that kid, both these kids' attitudes. They're that I'm going to put my head down, just go to work type athletes. And actually, Beckwith, he's got family here. Yeah, so like his brother committed early. Then Dee was like, looked like we didn't know. But what I like about him, ability to go make the ball, like a play on the ball, just whether it's going up, he's got that good body to where you could even throw him at. I've seen him throw the ball too as like a wildcat option. Really damn good athlete. This kid's going to be a good one. But yeah, I think just with how much Tennessee was in the boat on this kid, especially with Lamonte Turner being his cousin, it's like Lamonte's already told him how much Tennessee has treated him well here. So I think Dee is going to be a huge addition to that receiver room, because pairing him with Malachi Weidman, the 2 big-bodied receivers that Tennessee pulled on signing day, you just love to see stuff like that. And I'm ready for him to get here already. And I think this kid's going to be a great addition to the Vols program. Alrighty, next up, safety out of Roswell, Georgia, Nikko Slaughter, 5'11", 180. Considering, just looking at the last name Slaughter, it's just like, that sounds like this kid's going to hurt you. And this kid at a safety, he's not going to go make those tackles where you see it's like, oh, it's going to be a targeting, just hit you hard. He's going to hit you hard while wrapping you up and dragging you and throwing you to the ground. Like, dragging you to the ground with him or just taking you down himself. Like, just throwing you down. So, and the joke is, we went from having Nigel Warrior, who graduated, to now having a guy with the last name Slaughter. Yikes. But yeah, watching this kid, he's just that athlete that's going to be a good defensive back out there, knowing where to go and make a play on the ball. Considering he has a good ability to even go up in a package where he's blitzing and just cause a play on that anywhere out there. What I like about him is, again, like I said, just seeing his speed, his ability to make a tackle is what I really like the best about Slaughter. And this kid is going to be a good piece to that defense that was a late addition in the class right before the early signing period. And I'm excited he's coming here to Rocky Top. Just phenomenal athlete, and this kid, you can tell, is going to be a good player. Next up, moving over a little bit to the state of Illinois, East St. Louis, Illinois, at East St. Louis High School. Javontes Spraggins can play that interior lineman, whether it's guard or center. I like him as a guard, actually. 6'3", 340 pounds. But I know when he first gets here, they'll trim, as that term, baby weight, down to where they'll tone him up to, I think he'll probably go down to about where, like, Darnell Wright and Wanye were at, like around that 320 range, 315. They'll try to get him down to that, which, again, then you kick him to the interior. This kid, strong. I was watching him at one of his camps he was at. I think it was like a little camp he went to, I think at a school like around him. He may have gotten beat on the first step, it looked like to me. But after that, the defensive lineman was on his back. That's just how strong this kid is. If, like, you give this kid any, like, leverage to where he gets the first, once you get that burst on him, like, if he gets it on you, you're going on your back. And I just can't wait to see this kid's blocking, like, get better. And with the blocking ability he's got, all that potential, Spraggins has a good chance to be here. And just like he said, when he was like 746% committed to Tennessee, he never wavered. You love what this kid brings, that physicality and intense offensive lineman to your program. And once he gets here this summer, it's going to be a good piece to add into that offensive line depth. Now, time to go back to Memphis, Tennessee again to hit the other kid I was talking about from Whitehaven, Tamarian McDonald, 6'2", 215 pound. They have him listed as an outside linebacker, but what I'm hearing, I think this kid's going to start out at safety from last thing I remember hearing from Pruitt and them. This kid is the term, like they say, he's going to be that jackknife in the Tennessee defense. You could place him anywhere, and he's going to go make a play. He is just that type of football player. You can tell him to go anywhere, and he'll just go up on the ball, make a play. So with adding McDonald, again, good athlete. I like the speed this kid brings. And another just smart, instinctive football player out there to where, if you have him and his teammates on there, I was talking about with one of my friends, we said we could have one calling the play back to Tamarian, or Tamarian, if he sees something change, like, yells it up at one of the, like, if Eason is up closer on the D-line and French is up in the linebacker spot, you can have all three of them easily communicating because they all got that chemistry together to where they know what to look for. So I'm ready to see what he does here in the future. I know he's got a bright future here at Tennessee. And just with him and those guys, you're going to see some great defensive players coming in the future. And I'm excited that Tamarian chose us. Staying over in Memphis, Tennessee, another kid out of Briarcrest Christian, all-purpose running back, running back, all-purpose back, Jabari Small, 5'10", 195-pounder. Here's my whole thought with Jabari. good athlete. I love him in open space too. Love his catching ability in the backfield as well and be able to go up there. So he's another like Eric Gray type running back. But right now where Tennessee's running back room is so crowded, could he stay there? Or is there a chance he might kick over to the slot? Because I believe he's got the speed to go play slot receiver. So in the end, who knows? This is just a kid who's that versatile athlete who will bring that presence to where if you see him line up at running back, you don't know if he's going to get the ball handed to him to run to the outside or if he's going to be in the backfield catching the ball and then just take off running. So adding Small here, again, teammates with Big O, that's just something great. You got a lot of these kids that have played together. They know each other, and they were just able to help. They want Tennessee to come back. They are helping build it, and I think that's going to be good, not just for what with this class finished, but for future. They all know what is going to want to be said, and I'm excited to have them here, and him as well. Next up, going to Fairfield, Alabama, Fairfield Preparatory School. Reginald Perry, defensive tackle, 6'6", 301. What I do like about Perry is, too, he could also play offensive tackle for Tennessee, along with D-line. So he's a versatile playmaker out there that, at this point, I don't know if anybody really truly knows where he's going to end up, like, ending his career at UT. But this kid has the ability to go make a play on both sides of the ball. Another strong lineman who you literally like. I believe he flew way under the radar. And the fact that Tennessee staff saw him, got him here, is what you love to see. And I'm just ecstatic, again, pulling a kid out of that Alabama area. It's always a win when you go into like another state where like teams in your conference like have their schools at. So it's always big wins. I'm excited about Perry to get here. I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with no matter where he is, whether he's on the D-line or the offensive line. And who knows, he could end up being that growing up a little bit more, playing that nose guard, staying at the interior lineman, or he could play like that defensive end out there too. But I'm just ready to get him here. And staying down in the state of Alabama, out of Montgomery, Alabama, Carver High School, offensive guard James Robinson, 6'4", 323-pounder. Robinson, another freakishly strong offensive lineman. You're going to like what you get out of this kid with his ability just to go up and really stand toe-to-toe with those D linemen to where just thinking how in the future he's going to be one of the harder guys to make a play against with just the way he has that ability. And I believe the coaching staff will groom him into that big SEC, like All-American type lineman with just how you can see him playing. I like what the potential he brings. He brings a lot of hope and like depth to that O-line to add from what was already ended up a really solid O-line, just going to be making it better in the future to where you're not going to have to worry about you just want to still add the bodies, but you're not necessarily thrusting young guys in later to where this kid will be making an impact by the end of his, for sure, 100% impact by the end of his UT career. And I am ecstatic about Robinson. Cannot wait to get him here. And now I've got 2 more signees, and then I'm going to talk about the 3 transfers to end the video. But coming back to the state of Tennessee, Maryville, Tennessee, Maryville High School running back, 6 foot, 220-pound, T. Hodge. This kid's going to be a good running back. Maryville is usually a very strong program around this area. Considering he was playing very early on in his sophomore and junior years, which is kind of hard to do with Maryville from what I've just remember seeing about them. And let's just say his uncle is proven to be a big player about being a guy that you don't want to overlook from your area. His uncle is Randall Cobb, former Kentucky player who went to be in big-time pro player for the Green Bay Packers when he started his career, and now is at the Cowboys. So, yeah, just being able to keep him home in the state of Tennessee. He's that physical running back who's going to run over you. He's going to be hard to tackle with that size to where when you have that 3rd and short, 4th and short yard needed, you're going to want to throw a kid like this in there, and he's going to get it for you. T. Hodge is going to be that type of running back that'll just power through everybody and will get you that yard or two needed on those 3rd and short, 4th and short downs. So I'm just ready to get T. Hodge here. I'm glad we were able to keep him home because you know this kid. He's, again, a no-nonsense, I'm going to work type player. I'm blocking out all the noise. I'm going to go prove everybody wrong. And that's what you want to see coming in from like a kid like him and these young players. Final signee, Greenville, Tennessee, Greenville High School, long snapper, Will Albright, 6 foot, 215-pounder. Which, yeah, we got our long snapper again because our old one, Riley Lovingood, graduated, so we needed to bring in one. What I like about this kid is, again, just smart kid, can actually really has a good hustle to get down to the ball. So as soon as he snaps it, can easily know where his punter will be kicking. Like if it's on the punt going down to where he'll know where to go for it. Like he'll be able to easily get down there and potentially make a play and help stop the ball down there. So that's what you want to see from a kid like that who's just going to have that hustle. He's got some catching ability too from what I've seen. So who knows what Tennessee could end up doing with this kid in the end. But Will is just one of those kids that, like they say, people overlook. Some of your special teams players are more important than you think. So I think adding a guy like Albright in there who knows what it takes to be a long snapper and has practiced it and done all that stuff, I think it's really going to help him. Now, to move on to the 3 transfers Tennessee added, that will be winning. I think they've already joined the program now. I think 2 of them for sure have. I'm positive. 1 should be coming in this summer, but all 3 could be here now. But starting out, Cade Mays, 6'6", 320-pound offensive lineman, transferred from Georgia to Tennessee. Originally a Knoxville native, was committed to Tennessee years ago, flipped and signed with Georgia. Became a good guy in their rotation, was set to be a projected starter for next year, but he decided it was best for him to transfer. He elected to come home. If Cade gets that appeal, Tennessee will have the best offensive line in the SEC. I'm willing to call that. You plug him in at right guard, and I just like what this kid's going to bring. He is going to help out that depth on that O-line and make it one of the best offensive lines, if not the best in the SEC. And I feel like they do have the chance to be the best off. With him adding there, we have the chance to have the best O-line. Just him helping out all those younger guys too is going to be something very well needed, and I am just ready to see what happens. And next up, graduate transfer wide receiver, Bayless Jones Jr., who came from USC, Southern California, 6 foot, 190-pounder, was originally there with T. Martin, recruited by T. Martin to come out there. I'm pretty sure, I think he's originally an Alabama native, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that one. But yet, what Jones Jr. can bring, he's also going to make an impact at receiver, but he's going to make a huge impact on special teams as a kick return and punt return dude. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with, and just getting him with a coach he's been with before. He has a good relationship with T. Martin. I'm ready to see what he does. I'm glad he's came here to Rocky Top and just going to add some veteran depth of playing experience here to that wide receiver room. And it's just going to be good. And the last transfer who elected to come here as a walk-on, 5'9", 170-pound receiver, Miles Jones, transferred from Nebraska. Another kid with a lot of speed too, which I know the coaching staff likes. He had offers to go other places, I'm pretty sure, for his transfer, but he chose to come here. He also actually played at American Heritage High School in Florida, from what I read. So him and Brandon Johnson were teammates, if I'm not mistaken. For sure, they were there I'm pretty sure they were there around the same time frame. So adding Miles Jones here just as another depth body at receiver He's going to bring some good speed. I could see him helping out as a kick return person as well. But again, just another good addition with a kid with some, who got plagued with a few injuries there, so felt like he needed a little change of program. Hopefully we can keep him healthy enough, and I think he's going to be a good addition to that wide receiver room. But everybody, like I said, that was all of Tennessee's signings and the 3 transfers Tennessee picked up. Hopefully football season is, like, we see everything keep increasing, because something tells me if people underestimate this Tennessee team that's being built for this season and coming in, a lot of teams might regret it. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I'm the Awkward Ginger. As usual, all my social medias, they should be in my description down below. If not, they'll be on my profile, linked. But feel free to give me a subscription. And again, I will do my best to try to get back here very soon, start doing more videos, and just trying to figure out some other stuff to do. But again, thank you for taking the time to watching this all. If you did, I really do appreciate it. Please hit that like button if you would want to. All the support means everything. And besides, this is just something for fun for me. I love doing. So yeah, football recruiting and like basketball recruiting is a passion of mine. So let me know if you'd want me to do other like UT related sports, like with signing classes, because I'd be willing to learn a lot of them and like be able to see what I think of that. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, I'm the Awkward Ginger. Hope everybody has a great day, great rest of their day, evening, morning, whatever it is for you. But until the next time, take care, everybody.